Gasquet to serve. Sit quickly, please. The players are ready.
Gasquet's got to be playing fast. He's got to come out of the gate fast. He's got to establish his big backhand is down the line to the backhand of Rafa.
Nadal takes point 1, love 15. Women's final tomorrow afternoon here, and then the men's final as scheduled Monday afternoon here at Arthur Ashe.
Second service. Second service.
Boy, he's putting that second serve right in the middle of the box. He's either pretty nervous or he's not happy with the wind conditions down there. He's bringing in his target big time.
Missed that by 10 feet.
Took his eye off the ball, rotated out of the sideways position, and then just shanked it. And right now, Nadal, all he wants to do is really test the resolve and nerve, even though it's extremely early on Gasquet. He wants to see how many free points he can get from the Frenchman.
Famous backhand into the net.
Advantage Nadal.
Ever since he got to the clinching point, he has struggled. And the game is gone. Service break to kick things off here.
First game.
Well, when your number one shot's letting you down in the first game of the match, when you should be ready to rock, this should be really the best part of your game, because Nadal is still trying to locate your pace and your spin, and you're a massive underdog like Gasquet is. that is not a good sign. You've got to take care of business when you have that lead in the opening service game. You've got to hold.
So now you didn't hold, so what's the plan?
The plan now is you've got to get on your toes. Look at this. Nadal coming out. Always running around, always wanting to be the guy, showing the most energy, the most enthusiasm. Gasquet just cannot afford to
Rafael
kind
Nadal to
of
serve.
ease into this match. The opponent is so strong and confident.
Love. 15 all.
I almost feel like I'm watching in Gasquet a tennis player from a different era.
30.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a great, great point. He just looks so suave, right? And so sophisticated. And just the forehand doesn't have the big Western grip. He's got an Eastern, and he's just cutting up the backside of the ball, almost like a right-handed Rod Laver. Just class everywhere, slick. Boy, he had all day to hit that ball.
I just wish he was wearing all white and using a wood racket.
There's a real good look at that backhand. Just absolutely shanks it. And that's all nerves. That is just not feeling right with your timing.
Game Nadal.
Pretty quickly, Rafael Nadal has a 2-love lead in this opening set. There's Armstrong on the upper left, court 17, which is very, very cool. Arthur Ashe, the Long Island Railroad to the left, the subway staging yard.
And you can hear those trains, and they're pulling in and out.
15
Not really on this court because it's so big. The bowl is so deep.
Yeah, Armstrong used to really be able to.
40 love.
He said he's done some nervous things. Last time he got to the clinching point, it was
Ugly.
bye-bye.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens again.
Last time he had a 45 lead. This time a 40 love lead. And Rafa does not look concerned at all. He looks as relaxed as I've seen him in this tournament.
Game, Gasquet.
Second serve, and Nadal puts it into the net.
Nadal is
Just getting
2-1.
started. 11 minutes into this one, 2-1. Nadal serving 2-1, opening set.
$15 love.
And now that the sun is going down, or at least soon will, the lights are on to even the images. 15 love. Looks as though Gasquet is just content to return things. He's not really going for anything, and that's really what's gotten Nadal into whatever little problems he's had so far. He's going for things on his shots. 15-0. Shots like that. Shots like that that went out.
13.
Tony Nadal, Rafael's uncle, who's also the coach. $15-30. So good at burying that ball in the deep right-hand corner. 30-all. Gasquet to the net. That's changing things up.
30-14.
Beautiful stab. That's a great point to get even in the first set. And in a big spot like that, as the resume suggests, Nadal comes up with something big.
Remember, Nadal hasn't lost his serve the entire tournament. Had a massive summer run. He won the US Open Series bonus pool, so if he wins this tournament, he gets an extra $1 million.
Gasquet getting a little aggressive here, Luke. He came to the net a couple of points ago.
It was an angry overhand. I mean, I think he's kind of like sticking himself, you know, with a little frustration here. Look at this shot. There's that big backhand that we're talking about. Hits it right on the line. This sets up the easy over. But look at the, you know, just kind of ticked off. Anytime you can do that when you're not playing that well, it's very good to just get the frustrations out. Get a release valve going.
Advantage. Nadal.
And boy, it sure does look like exactly what the record says. 10-0 lifetime as professionals. They did play in 03 in a small challenger where Gasquet won the first set and then Nadal had to retire. But since they've been on the tour, it's been all Rafa.
Game Nadal.
Nadal with a little nudge from Gasquet holds. So it's 3 games to 1 here.
3 games to 1. First set.
Men's semifinal of the US Open. Did you ever think Djokovic was in trouble?
I really did. I thought when I was looking at some of those, you know, especially in the 4th set, you know, they got into situations. There was a 21-minute game at one point. There's Ben Stiller. Oh, there's a James Bond, Sean Connery. He's a U.S. Open regular now.
Thank you. Love you.
Watch this. Top spin, side spin, all sorts of spin.
When the backhand starts going at a very high rate of speed from Nadal's racket, then you're in massive trouble. You expect it from the forehand, you expect a nice, well-placed, effective serve, but when the backhand starts hitting winners too, then you're in massive trouble because you have nowhere else to go.
Well, the one thing I like about Gasquet, at least this, he's seen the first few games. He saw the way the match was going, and now he's decided, all right, I'm going to come to the net a little bit. Just shake it up, and as you say, lose a different way.
That's right, exactly. Find another way to lose. And if he can pull this game out, remember he had a break point opportunity the last game. So he's within striking distance as long as he, you know, stays within a break. And he has to hold here 2 critical points for the Frenchman.
There's one.
4-2. Use.
He's got to work on the clutch points.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Because those game-ending points really have hurt him. Backhand down the line. Let's keep watching that.
Advantage, Gasquet.
There's some anger in that shot.
Gasquet.
And a clutch shot.
Some of the best tennis I've seen the entire tournament in that match.
59.
I think the one big difference is Wawrinka really looked like he could pull that off. You know what I mean? He went into that match ready, guns blazing, right out of the locker room, got the first set, I think it was 6-2, and was just taking shots at Djokovic. And I don't see that from Gasquet. I see Gasquet kind of, you know, going around, little serve and volley, which I like, you know, a little chip here, a little, but is the inner strength and belief that you can get through this guy who you've never beaten before as a pro on this big stage right here and right now.
It's good.
39.
Two backhand winners, and we're just to the halfway point, about to approach the halfway point of this first set.
First service.
That is an unbelievable inside-in forehand. His favorite is the inside out. This time he draws it up the line here. See how he's backing up, pivots, sets himself, and then boom.
His tendons and ligaments could talk, they would say, Rafael, would you please stop doing that?
That's right.
Game. Nadal.
Nadal holds 4-2.
Nadal is 4-2. First set.
Grand Central Parkway on the left, connecting Long Island via the Triborough Bridge, the RFK Bridge, to Manhattan.
Now that name just changed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't there another one too that changed, a highway or a parkway? To another famous person down.
Well, there is the
On the right serve.
bridge that has 3 names. There's the 59th Street Bridge, which is also known as the Queensboro Bridge, which is also known as the Edward Koch Bridge.
The former mayor.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, these are dangerous times right now for the Frenchman Gasquet because he's down 4-2. He just hasn't looked sharp consistently. We've seen moments and spots, but nothing to the point where Nadal should feel it.
Or fear it.
15 all.
Why do you think Nadal made that play?
Well, I was really surprised. I mean, the approach was down the middle, but then the volley, I thought he got stuck between going with a deep volley and then at the last minute changed his mind to try to drop it and got stuck hitting a mid-court shot and lost a point because of it. And you're absolutely right. You can almost picture Gasquet wearing long white pants and using one of those old school wood rackets and just so stylish. Look at this forehand volley, nice split step, rack it up, and just a nice little punch. Followed through on that. Normally you wouldn't follow through on that, but he wants to give it a little extra juice. That's the backhand that paid off for Kohlschreiber against Nadal a couple of rounds ago, the short angle.
So Nadal serving, up 4-3, first set. I guess I can answer this question myself, but why do you think it is that Nadal has not had his service broken in the entire U.S. Open?
I believe it's because of the matchups he's had. I mean, that's so important. And the matchups he's had, the guys don't really return exceptionally well. I mean, things are going to change if he faces Djokovic in the finals. Djokovic is the best returner on the planet right now. The other thing is, I believe Nadal backs up his serve with his second shot, whether it's a forehand, backhand, but especially the forehand. He defends the second shot so well, and it's shown here. I just think his hard court game, his fast court game where he's playing closer to the baseline, he's going for more. He's made a mental effort to keep the point shorter, and that's helped him.
It's good. And he was pretty snazzy in that game, that's for sure. 5-3 Nadal.
5 games in 3. First set.
That's my car parked right there. Look.
That's a good spot, actually.
Yeah, actually, someone's getting in it, and that's not a good thing.
You want to set your alarm right now?
Yeah. Look at Nadal, 83%. One on his first serve. It's his second big backhand winner.
Beautiful camera angle. Look at that over the high part of the net. Nice finish. Look at this. Watch the finish here. That is huge. for that top spin, you've got to be able to roll underneath the ball, up the back side of it.
Missed it.
Boy, he unloaded on that forehand too. That's how you volley. You see with more conviction, comes in, doesn't kind of baby it or block it or push it. He knifes it deep into the corner, down the line, and that sets up the easy volley off the high passing shot. Look at this. Comes in, hits it, not necessarily real deep, but see how it's skidded low? That's the underspin you put on the ball.
Gasquet closes it out. Nicely done by him. Nadal will serve, though, for the first set, 5-4.
Interesting this set is going, because really Nadal, in a way, it feels to me that Nadal is allowed him to stay Gasquet around. You know, some silly volley errors or a passing shot error, and all of a sudden, it's pretty close. And Gasquet has got, you know, a puncher's chance right here to get himself back on serve. He's got a love 15. Tremendous opportunities using those short angles. That backhand was just beautiful. This time, angle after angle, and forcing Nadal off the court.
Good.
Gasquet is turning to the ball on the left near sideline. The ball was called in.
Almost half and half.
Gasquet has 2 challenges remaining.
Supposedly that watch that Nadal is wearing, it's worth $690,000.
What is it? $693,000.
That's what I read. But after he lost the point, now it's only $692,000.
Does it come with like an engine or something? And
I mean, for that price,
satellite guidance?
it should come with him. And we come to set point.
14-30.
But I agree with you. I think Nadal's letting him stick around, hang around. And how many times have we said that in sports?
manifest set.
But by just a
Nadal.
little bit, he takes the set 6-4. Everybody takes a break.
Love. 30 love.
Privately, Nadal has to feel very fortunate that the draw worked out this way.
You know, it's funny you said that because I was thinking the same thing. He comes into this tournament, he opens up the draw. I've got Federer in the quarters, I got Murray in the semis, and then I have to get through Djokovic. And on that weird rain day, on and off, that humidity where the sweat was just pouring off the players, especially Nadal that night. And Nadal's playing on ash. Rogers losing.
Goes to that big forehand on break point, and you can never get the break fast enough.
First game, second set.
Federer loses the Robredo at the same time on Louis Armstrong, and all of a sudden just the seas part, and everything just starts happening for the Spanish number one. And you look at these numbers, look at the break point opportunities, one for each, but there's the big number. Who converted and who didn't? And that was just a slow start that Gasquet could never really get himself. He just didn't come out of the gates as fast as he needed to for a guy who's 0-10 lifetime during their professional careers. And now if you're Gasquet, Gasquet's got to come out and do something very special here off the forehand side. His backhand's going to be there. His forehand's got to produce some type of offense, some type of placement shot, something where he can push Nadal off that baseline and force him into some errors. And not to mention Nadal's great fortune. Djokovic is sitting in an ice bath probably right now after that long 5-setter. That was 4 and what? 4 and 30?
409.
409. And a tough 409.
But a come from behind 409.
Right.
15-all.
This is one of those matches when just when you think Gasquet might have something, a little glimmer, a little crack, Nadal slams it shut. Again, we mentioned it. He's so great at burying the ball in that right-hand corner, and then that opens up the entire court. Fantastic.
$40-15.
Time he missed.
40-15.
This match has been kind of sloppy by both players compared to that first semi where they were just trading blows left and right for 5 sets.
Yeah, I'll tell you, momentum in that match was very short-lived for both players.
Nadal.
There's your John McEnroe reference.
Nadal leads 2-love. Second set.
At one point in the quarterfinals with Nadal, he'd come to the net, what, 15 times?
Something like that.
And he was 100% spot on, won all of his points up there, and you made that great comment. Now he's John McEnroe. That was great.
$15-love. $30-love.
So far, no real drama in this match, other than what's at stake.
$40-love. Game, Gasquet.
And a win at love for Richard Gasquet. It's 2-1 Nadal. However,
Nadal
up a
leads
break
2-1
in the second set
and by 1 set to love.
in this U.S. Open Championship. Gasquet down a break. That's all Nadal needed to take the first set.
$15-love.
There it is, Arthur Ashe. Fountains in front. Great place to watch when the weather is hot. It's actually cooler around the fountains.
15 all. There's
a certain inevitable feeling about this, right?
Yeah. And the sad thing is, it just shows right on Gasquet's face. You just don't see that. To me, I'm going to dig in, and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to throw everything I have at this guy.
For service.
He's tried some serve and volley. He's tried some bigger ground strokes and things, but he is just getting outclassed by a better player. And to be honest, I mean, he's been right there with this guy. You know, we saw both of them. They didn't have, you know, they're right spot on with their break point opportunities. Just Rafa took advantage of his.
Ooh, how about that to create a break point opportunity?
30-40.
Just a classic strike. Driving it right close to the sideline. See him start charging in because he respects Nadal's closing speed.
So the tempo of this second set comes down to this break point.
So much faith in Nadal's game. Gasquet just ripped a backhand winner, backhand return to serve winner down the line. And Nadal on break point down, and he hasn't lost his serve the entire tournament. Goes right back to the backhand side, this time with the big slice swinger. Gets the ball he wants on the forehand side and goes to his bread and butter, the inside out forehand.
Coming up with another big one.
Advantage, Gasquet.
He's got to get on his toes. He just looks too flat-footed to me for the moment, considering he's down a set, he's down a break. A real chance. There he is. He's on his toes, moving his feet. He's got to be extremely agile right now to defend this serve.
Gasquet.
A major breakthrough for the Frenchman here. 2-all in the second set.
2 games all. Second set.
Remember, usopen.org is the place to go to find everything that this event is all about. The highlights, the interviews, the press conferences. You can shop there and follow the US Open via Twitter and Facebook. Gasquet with a little mojo happening here.
15 love.
All of a sudden, Nadal is misfiring
30 love.
just a little long on both wings.
Third 15.
Slightly overcast now, but very comfortable temperature-wise. And the weather is expected to be good for Sunday and Monday. Back-to-back errors, and it's 30 all.
30.
This next serve is very important for Gasquet to compose himself and really come up with a nice, well-placed serve with a little bit of bite on it. Can't be getting into these long rallies with this just absolute anaconda of a baseline player. Excellent combination serve, sets up the forehand, and he throws his entire weight behind the forehand to get maximum punch.
These last two games, Richard Gasquet has dramatically changed the feeling of this match. After the break, he holds nicely and leads 3-2.
Second set.
The fans have not wrapped their arms around this match yet.
No, not at all. No, they're still... They got treated to a gem in the previous match.
Nope.
Lovely thing.
Remember, Gasquet has won sets off of Nadal, but no matches as pros.
Nice technique. Starts with the good balance around the net, washing that ball right into his strings, covering that passing shot. Here's the moment. Comes in, is not really expect that backhand volley, just came up with a lot of speed. And you can't handle the backhand. And now 15-30, you're up 3-2 in the set. You're down a set from the first, 6-4, so you're right in it with this guy. Can you come up with the goods? Can you come up with the big weapons right now?
Let her say.
Rafa's not afraid to go right to his strength, right to Gasquet's best ground stroke, the backhand.
(40-30).
Just when you thought it was a maybe,
New balls, please.
Nadal says, I don't think so. 3-all.
3 games all, second set.
And if Gasquet loses this set, he's going to circle that moment at 15-30 where he played just an awful backhand return and didn't get the ball back in play. The crowd's trying to get this thing going, trying to start up the match, but Gasquet has got to really start throwing his weight around.
Love.
His first serve's been good.
But where was it at, 40-15, when he got broken? He was up 40-15 in that game in the first set. Just finish stronger. You're right on the verge of doing something special here.
Love.
The way Nadal's playing, we're even. Look at 50 points apiece. It should give you an extra bit of inspiration that you can do this.
40 love. Game, Gasquet.
He puts it away at love. And so they'll take a seat with Gasquet leading in the second set 4-3.
4-3, second sets. Let for service.
Nice little attack right there. And here we go. You just get a sense that Gasquet is producing some opportunities. You just got to cash in the chips.
Gasquet surrendering the call on the right far sideline. The ball was called out.
I'll tell you, the linesmen and lineswomen are having a great U.S. Open.
15-all. Gasquet has 2 challenges remaining.
15-all. Gasquet, very impressive here. Meanwhile, you know you've made it when you're wearing your own shoes like Nadal is, and you're playing tennis with a $600,000 watch.
Was it down to $600,000?
Well, I just rounded it off.
It's losing value, but how about that? And look at this golden opportunity for the Frenchman. This time the backhand return is hit sharply and short cross court. He just sits on it. And as a returner, you are looking for patterns and tendencies, and this time he connects.
Ace. Second of the match for Nadal. Consider the timing. That didn't look very comfortable at all.
Use.
We talk about it all the time. These big players come up big in the most important moments. They come up with a big serve, a big return, a big ground stroke. They just lift their level of intensity. They lift their game.
Backhand betrays him.
Nadal. Game Nadal.
Snuck out of that one.
4-all.
4 games in second set.
You know he's going to try and be all over this.
Absolutely.
All over this.
Lovely.
the crowd still is not fully committed. They're watching, but they're not invested.
I'll tell you, if this was a 5-3 lead right now with Gasquet serving, if he would have converted on those opportunities, the crowd would have been all in. It's just too hit and miss right now. We are just not getting consistency from, to be honest, both players. Nadal just won't throw his complete commitment into this match. Right there, and he's allowing Gasquet to get away with, that's not even a great volley. There's Rafa's mom.
Rafa's
face tells you he does not like the way this is going right now. And a very in control service game for Richard Gasquet. Nadal's up a set 6-4 over Richard Gasquet, who has shown plenty of the fight he'll need in this match in getting to this semifinal. He's never been to the singles final of a Grand Slam.
Nadal showing a little serve and volley action at such a big moment in this second set. Down 5-4.
He's very successful at it, isn't he?
Now he's John McEnroe.
That's right.
Yeah, he's 16 for 19 when he's moving to the net and he's hitting volleys. That's 84% success rate.
Well, if you're him and you plan for the future, in the near future, look, it's the usual suspects. It's always going to be Djokovic. It's always going to be Murray. It's maybe a Federer for the big prize. You're going to have to bring a new look, right?
You've got to take advantage of the short ball. You've got to be able to take advantage when the opponent is off the court and they're just going to lob the ball back, especially in the mode where he wants to keep points shorter. I talked to you earlier in the match. I spoke with Andy Roddick during the first semifinal match and talking about this matchup here, and specifically Nadal. He said when Nadal won this a couple of years ago, the average length of rally was like 8 balls. Now the average is 6. And he believes, Roddick believes, this is an effort to save the wear and tear so we can, take, longer, less stress on the body and the knees specifically. And now he comes to the net again. Again, keeping the point shorter for a longer career.
40-15.
Nice little approach shot, come in, and a delicate volley. Now this is a tough shot because you're adding a little spin, a little underspin and side spin, but you're taking pace off the ball and hitting it short.
Gasquet swinging to the ball on the right service line. The ball was called in.
And it was in. They're right again.
Game, Nadal.
So now it's 5-all.
5 years old, second set. Gasquet has 1 challenge remaining. Love.
He's trying a lot of different stuff.
We definitely have seen a variety of different tactics from both men. Getting very interesting for this Frenchman. He's coming very close to pulling this second set out. He's playing with so much more confidence and authority now on his own serve. He's had some looks at Nadal's serve. He's the first guy to break Nadal this tournament.
Love.
This is a totally different match, isn't it? Things feel so different than they did at the end of the first set. Nadal serving to create a tiebreaker for the second set.
Thank you. Love.
Well, it sure does seem like Nadal's decided to play a little bit more aggressive pace-wise with his ground game, and it started with that point. He is stepping in and really driving through the court, looking for depth. Doesn't want Gasquet to feel comfortable back there where Gasquet can start hitting his shots.
Love. 40 love.
A little chip in charge. Don't see that around that much anymore, but it's short, and now Nadal has the advantage. You play those approach shots, whether it's a chip in charge off a second serve return.
You know, I like the gamble of Gasquet because, I mean, let's face it, he's only lost one service game the entire U.S. Open, so you're probably not going to break him twice in one set, so go for it here.
And at least maybe you threaten him to think a little bit as you go into this tiebreaker for the second set.
Game, Nadal.
And that's exactly where we're going.
6 games all. Second set, tiebreak. Both players receive one additional challenge.
You think this is the match right here?
Absolutely. I mean, when you're looking at Gasquet, who's only taken 4 sets in the 10 meetings they've had, 2 of them have been tiebreakers. So you've got to say to yourself, at least Gasquet can go back in his memory bank and say, you know, I've had some success in tiebreakers against this guy. It's going to be so important for Gasquet's back end to get incorporated here and do some damage.
1-0
No,
Nadal.
no.
And that's just a mental error.
Maybe
right
the
there.
wind?
Could be. I mean, the sun's not a factor. The lights are on now to add additional light to the court. I mean, this is his tournament. I mean, this is it. I mean, if he doesn't break here, he goes down 2 sets to love against the strongest and most fit tennis player on the planet right now. That means 5 sets is almost out of the question, and that's what he'll need to win.
Did Nadal go out of his way to hit the
2-0
forehand or
Nadal.
what? And that forehand led to that.
Gasquet taking his time, just did another walk around just to compose himself, understanding the tight, just a massive moment right here. Boy, to see the rally go Gasquet's way based on
2-1
consistency.
Nadal.
He was basically the defender here. Nadal was the one forcing the action. He's up 2-0. He can afford to do a little bit more. He goes for this backhand, drives it long.
So they're back on serve.
Nadal.
Now they're not.
It's one of those unforced errors. It's hard because the ball's coming with such spin and pace. Look at this, it just gets on him. And see how just a little drop of the racket head, just that little mishap basically gives you the error. Makes the mistake.
There's no doubt in a big spot, if he can do it, get to the
4-1,
forehand.
Nadal.
Longest rally of the match, 26 shots. Whatever happened to getting the points cut short?
5-1.
5-1 now, and in great position to take a 2-set lead as you look to the sun setting behind Manhattan, the Empire State Building, just a few miles away. It's where most of the players stay in hotels there. A lot of choices later on tonight. 14,000 restaurants in New York City. Got a little bounce to his step.
Six, 1, Nadal. Game and second set.
2 double faults in the
Nadal.
tiebreak. That's not
7
going to work.
games to 6.
And Nadal leads 2 sets to
Nadal
love,
leads
6-4,
by 2 sets to love.
7-6.
The U.S. Open, Rafael Nadal with a 2 sets to love lead over Richard Gasquet of France. The winner here will meet Novak Djokovic on Monday for the men's final.
Nadal is up to the call on the right baseline. The ball was called Amy.
And it was out.
15 love.
That was well placed deep right on the baseline. The ball had a lot of top spin on it. Seemed like it skidded off the line.
So here's the deal on Nadal's watch. Initially, the watchmaker, Billie, approached him. And because he's so ritual oriented. Said, no way. It's good.
So I'm assuming that this watch isn't like something you get at like a discount sports store or something.
No. So, as Gasquet comes up with more magic from his backhand, they designed a watch a few years ago that was $525,000, and they sold it out.
A specialty watch, just a Rafa watch.
Gasquet again with the backhand.
I think we're in the wrong line of work.
Oh, I know that.
30-40.
Taking the ball early, driving it cross court. There's the prep, see the turn, and then he rotates into that.
Saves the serve.
Yeah, and saves it with a delicate drop shot. Normally you see him play a power shot from here. This time Gasquet so far off the court, he approaches it and right at the last second changes the racket face and hits a delicate drop shot.
Advantage, Nadal.
Twice in his career, he's come back from 2 sets down, so he's got some belief that it's possible, and he's obviously fighting here.
Use.
A brilliant backhand. Look at the height that he's got to deal with. See all that high top spin. That's a good angle to show you a Rafael Nadal ground stroke, especially off the forehand side, and what you have to do to time it just right to hit a winner.
Advantage.
Almost.
Nadal. Nadal. First game, third set.
It was quite a fight, but Nadal holds serve. today, Novak Djokovic needed 4 hours and 9 minutes to eliminate Stanislas Wawrinka.
Second set, I mean, you look at all the break point opportunities for Gasquet. Finally cashed in on one. Nadal not returning well here. He is not as sharp on the return side. But if you look at the aces, Gasquet had a little bit more firepower there, but you look at the unforced errors and winners, everything's kind of solid, and that's why we went to a tiebreaker. But what you don't see really is the two double faults. In the tiebreaker, he had a double fault to start the tiebreaker, Gasquet, and then a double fault to end the tiebreaker. You just can't do that. It just absolutely kills you. You can double fault, but it's when you double fault. When you're down 2 sets to love like Gasquet is, all you're thinking about is this third set. You can't think about the miles in front of you, the amount of pressure that it's going to take to win a fourth and a fifth, 3 straight sets against this guy. You just have to concentrate. You've been close in the first 2, 4 and 6.
15-0.
You're playing good, but just not sharp enough at the right moments.
How many times do we say that?
But that's why there's that big 4 and then everybody else. There's that huge drop-off between them and the Del Potros and the Tsongas and the, Uznis and Wawrinkas. All these guys are getting right there. But do they have that extra element of DNA in their game to take it to the next level? There's Nadal at his finest. Working his opponent over with lots of body blows, lots of body shots, getting the ball he wants, and then ripping it down the line. That's an interesting, look at that half volley. This is tough. You never teach that. I mean, that's a full cut at a half volley. Normally you just kind of bun it and use the pace from your opponent's shot.
Yes.
Nice little creative change of play. We've seen it a couple different times, serving and volleying. We saw a nice little pickup just a few points ago. He's trying something different. He's adding more wrinkles and tactical aggressiveness. Gasquet hasn't shown any negative body language. He looks extremely driven here. that would discourage you right there after quality point. Gasquet finally just doesn't have enough to get out to that forehand. Now look at the placement in which Nadal hits this ball. It's off the line from Gasquet to basically just inside the line, right down the line.
Advantage, Nadal.
A little negative body language there.
Gasquet had to play 2 long matches, round of 16, and then the quarterfinals to get here.
That time the backhand did not come through at all.
Game Nadal.
And Nadal with the break. In the first set, that was the difference.
Nadal leads 2 games to love. Third set. New balls.
Now with new balls, you have to remember the ball's going to go quicker through the air. Sometimes players go to a freshly strung racket for a little bit more control. So you just have to prepare for that. You have to prepare a little bit earlier with your turn, with the way you prepare and load your racket on ground strokes. It helps the server with the new balls. It helps Nadal's forehand.
15 love.
A moment ago, we saw Gasquet literally throw in the towel. I wonder if that was symbolic.
Third set love. Love.
Can't be much stronger than that. Nadal holds
Nadal leads
and now has a 3-love lead
love,
in
third
what
set.
could be the decisive set.
Love.
Gasquet is in a deep abyss, down 2 sets, down love 3, serving here in the 3rd set of the last semifinal match.
Nadal just keeps on pouring on the heat.
Love it.
It's got that dominant feel
He
again.
really, yeah. I mean, remember they're not going to play it in years past. They played the men's final, you know, on the Sunday. It was a tough little turnaround, especially for the guys in this match. You know, second on. But now they've moved the men's final to Monday, so both players, both Djokovic and if Nadal goes through here, will get tomorrow off and watch the women's finals in the men's doubles final back-to-back. And I can't imagine Djokovic is going to have too much tennis tomorrow. Maybe just a light groove. What we call a light recovery hit.
30-15. $40-15. Game.
Serve and volley still
Gasquet.
works.
Nadal leads 3-1. Third set.
Don't forget usopen.org, where you can follow the US Open on Twitter, Facebook, get more information about how to do that. Watch match highlights, interviews, press conferences, and more, all at usopen.org. Nadal serving to go up 4-1 in the third.
Love. Love. Left.
He's rolling. Just past 2 hours in the match, 2:08 to be exact.
Well, it's really nice to see Nadal kind of come out in this third set and start to find a little bit more consistency with his offensive game. I think he was kind of struggling with his focus for the first two sets.
I think he freaked out a little bit when his serve got broken.
And I think when Gasquet didn't go along with the script to full, roll over and die early, it became more of a match.
4-1, third set.
Novak Djokovic got an early break of serve on his way to winning the first set. Both players broke in the second, and that one went to a tiebreak, which included two
15
double faults by Richard Gasquet, and this third set's been fairly one-sided for Nadal.
Nadal serves a call on the left far sideline. The ball was golden.
Here we go to the chase review, and well out.
It's
funny how the crowd just never really.
There were some nice shots from side to side from both players, but in the end, Gasquet played a really poor tiebreaker in the second set. You know, he never really posted up there. He got there, and he's shown different varieties of tactics between the chip and charge or the serve and volley, the rip in the backhand down the line. We've seen a few, but in the end, I mean, there's a reason Nadal has won 10 in a row here. He's 10-0 lifetime against this guy. And Nadal just has that extra. And the first match, the quality was so good. They were spoiled. We were all spoiled watching that thing, that masterpiece. But the Nadal-Federer match didn't happen. The Bryan brothers, you know, going for the first year-round Grand Slam didn't happen. The Williams sisters didn't get to the, you know, the women's doubles final. But we have 1 and 2 on the women, and we've got Nadal and Djokovic on the men. And in the end, you know, whoever survives moves on, and then only one player is going to hold that Tiffany trophy.
15 forehand winners to 1. But that'll seal the game. So now Nadal 4-2 serving.
Nadal leads 4 games to 2, third set.
Nadal Djokovic, that could take a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely bring extra beverages, fluids, protein bars, maybe a massage therapist to get through that one as a fan, because that one is going to go the distance.
So I think Nadal has figured out the clay thing, and now he's got something to prove with this unbeaten streak on hard.
He's just got to finish the deal here.
Yeah.
You know.
First service.
Love.
30 love.
Look at that forehand, just right in the coffin corner, just rips it.
So Nadal goes up 5-2.
Nadal leads 5 games
As we move on in the third.
set. And Sosolov.
No sign of give up, but his level of commitment will be interesting to watch in this. Nadal just 4 points away from the US Open final. He's in it.
I'll tell you, we've had some really nice highlights showing a little old school serve and volley. And he doesn't have a massive serve. This guy does it with nice little balance, places the serve, comes in, splits, sees where the ball's going, and then good firm wrist on the contact. Here's the approach, comes in once again. When he's coming in, he seems to be effective. Here he's trying a very difficult drop volley because you got to take the pace off the ball, and there's so much spin and velocity on Nadal's shot.
30-15.
13-15.
Number 6 on the match for Gasquet. 6 aces, 2 double faults. Guess right. And one of the things that's very difficult to teach young players is never give up. Even if you've hit a poor shot like this, watch how Nadal gets back into the point and guesses right to his left, right at the end. See that? And he waits till Gasquet takes his eye off of him and focuses on the ball. And then he makes his move and he guesses right.
Double fault to bring us to match point.
Thank you. Please.
And he double faults the match away.
7-6, 6-2.
He's going to think about that tiebreaker for a long time and what might have been. But in straight sets, Nadal advances to Monday's final.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rafael Nadal.
Back into the